Hey guys, how to see with some Zoom action. There is a small 500 pool running, and other than that, got two tables of 200 as well. Pretty nice combo to cool down a triple here. He's not going to be bluffing the king of diamonds ever. For this one, c-bet small, flop. You overbet the turn, and I assume we're going to face bull then. Ace jack, just going to give up without the heart and jam when I do have the heart, I think. Uh, yeah. Don't know if I ever. I don't think I want a heart. I think I want a different jack here. Really not sure. Really tough spot. So let's just get that one up on the replayer. I'm assuming this guy's a recreational, that the pool's running around. Yeah, open call, bet small call, overbet turn call. On a river jam, we really don't have to defend very many hands from an MDA perspective. I'm gonna open this given there's a potential fun player in the big blind. Having the king of diamonds is really nice, blocking kings. And he's never bluffing the king of diamonds, so we only block value with this card. Check calling the ace four. But at the same time, like our one pair really just doesn't have to defend all that often. Ace four. I'm about as far down in my range as I can be, so I think I'm gonna bluff here. Try and fold out an 8, a 10. Yeah, this guy's opening to a reggy size. This might just be a pure reg battling 500 pool, but we'll see. Oh, haven't rejoined this one. But him flattening a 3x indicates he is more likely to be a recreational. Ace jack, just always going to be a call. Jack's always going to free bet. Sizing up slightly into a 3x. This is somewhat close with the ace jack, but I'm just going to fold. I'm also going to reset this table because I have no time bank. Kings we're going to mix, we roll aggressive, so I'll bet this time I'm using half pot on this board. And we'll mix again on the turn. I'm going to be using pot check as my strategy. We'll roll check this time. Pretty horrible river, but easy value bet. My only size here is this, and we always bet kings. Nice. Yeah, gonna reset this one. Never gonna do anything with 8-7 when he's 50 big steep. Opening under the gun. those suited connectors really go way down in value at shallower stack depths. Using pot check as my stab size here. Definitely going to be checking this hand back a bunch on a 20 roll, I'll bet. This is a mix, but potential pump there in the small blind I'm just going to open. Ace jack, mostly calling. And yeah, I'm going to mark this guy as a fun player flatting in the small blind. He definitely might still be a reg. He's using like a really reggy open size, but we can always change it later. Ace jack, easy continue. Don't think this one ever finds raises. It's just going to be a pure call. And going to be check folding the turn. I want to watch this hand. I want to like this guy so far is playing 60 VPIP in 5 hands, which will actually go up after this hand to 67. So I want to see kind of if he shows up with something outrageous, so that we can gather some notes. Okay, we don't get the information. I'm using half pot check on this board. This hand will actually bet some. It's kind of like trashy one overcard hand that doesn't really care about being check raised, because it's just an easy fold. So this is a spot I think where we bet ace-6 without a backdoor flush draw more than ace-6 with a backdoor flush draw. I might be wrong, but yeah, I think I'm gonna mix big bet and check. I'm mostly gonna check this hand, but I will mix in some big bets. This is an awful sizing. I think just pure checking turn. We have a couple of fun players in the mix, even though one's a bit shorter. I will open this now. And I'm just going to go for the disrespect play against a reg who I don't think is very good, and just play my hand face up. Get the value off deuces. 6-5. Kind of like raising the flop so that I can check back the turn. Like, I think this is just the most efficient way to realize our equity in this spot. And getting a fold's really nice. I'm gonna jam this. This guy's looking insanely wide. Yeah, I'm gonna go for a jam. And we even get called by worse. King Queen, I will mix bet and check. Snap recorder. Beautiful spot here with aces. I think we do some flatting here. Yeah, I think we do some flatting here with aces when he goes this big. Just gonna check this now. This SPR, I think we can also check the flop a bit with aces. And I'm going to go for value. I'm not in love with it. Just going to call here. Really nice river. And nice, we get the value of the king queen. This guy's looking exceptionally tight. So I'm just going to go set mining here essentially with the tens. Going to 3-bet ace-2 on a 9. And yeah, against this range, I'm just going to fold the flop, even though we have, like, this isn't a fold in theory, but against this guy, I'm just going to fold. Oh, what a flop. What a flop. I can start with a bet. Don't think we need to really ever trap this hand. And it's really nice that we don't block any ace-jack suited. Yeah, just going to barrel. Sizing up a bit actually because we're slightly deeper. Unfortunate to get the fold, but King 7 versus 2.2 is actually close. Not anymore. Well, these guys both look insanely tight. I'm going to go for a very loose open here. This guy's really not like raising or 3-betting much. Jack 7 mixing, we're folding this time. And then this guy's got 16 B pips, so I think we can actually get away with going for a really light squeeze here. I think this size gets him to fold over cards a lot. Like if he, like, when a recreational has King Jack here, I think they find it very hard to continue. So I quite like going for a cheap start. Queen 5 off as min makes our life easy. We are going to 3-bet the queens. Again, this guy's not raising or 3-betting much, so I'm going to go exceptionally wide in the small blind. If we're almost never getting 3-bet, then we just get to realize way too much equity, which means that we can open a lot wider. If you go into I think Jack 9 makes this call actually. If you go into Pio and node lock like 5% 3-bet blind v blind, then you'll see how crazy the open range gets. This mostly 3-bets, it's not quite Video run good is real. I just got Queen 8. Going for the huge bet with the 4-3. 9-5 I think is a defend. Here we're going to overbet. And we get called by 10-9. Snap call by 10-9. No. I was wondering if I could ever block this hand. I don't totally hate the idea of blocking, but it's pretty fucking aggressive. Big blind's playing too tight, so I'm going to make a loose open. 10-9 with no backdoor flush draw, it would just really, like the equity profile of this hand, just like, if we bet and get raised, it's just like so horrible for the hand that we just, I think, want to be checking. 10-8 versus min, I think we have a defend. I am going to start betting the turn now. I think this is a pretty underprotected range. I really don't like bluffing this river, but we are pretty much bottom of range, so I will do it. Doesn't have to work all that often. I feel like when he calls the turn, like when a recreational calls the turn, we're very rarely getting a fold on the river. We can fold out hands like Jack 10, Jack 9 as well, that are definitely going to fold the river. Nice. There's this 500 ball dying. It's literally all regs. Screw it, I'll stay in it for the video. I think we're only allowed to use half here. This guy's definitely going to have some delay check raises. Just going to go on mute because my dog is about to go crazy barking. There's someone with a delivery. Yeah, give me 1 minute. Sorry about that. Yeah, this 500 pool is pretty disgusting, but we'll keep it for the video. I easy check with the ace jack. Actually going to open this king 7 if it folded to me. This guy's looking very tight. Tempting to bluff the ace jack, honestly. Like, I don't think we actually have throw down. But I do think it's just a touch too strong, and we'll maybe use some slightly worse ace highs as bluffs. I think this one's a bit too good. And I don't think I'm going to try and find any heroes with this hand. Just thinking how reasonable it would be or unreasonable to bluff catcher. I think I'm just going to fall. Ace 10 against a fun player, I'm just going to start with a bet. And 6 is we call. Sorry if you can hear the dog barking. This guy's a tight reg. I'm gonna flat this ace 2 of a fun player. Like, he's used a small size and there's a fun player in the big blind. So I'm gonna flat. We have a bunch of suited 10x. We have pocket 9s. So definitely gonna mix in some check raises. I think I will on a 38, especially like with my worst quote unquote not flush draw. So I will raise a C bet here on a 38. This size feels appropriate. And then we'll be polarizing on the turn. Yeah, this 500 pool is pretty slow, unfortunately. Jacks, I know that if you play flats in the cutoff does mix flats, but I just play 3-bet or fold. Queen 8 gonna mix full and 3-bet. Rolling cool this time, and what a flop. Video run good is very much here today. Do I ever check back? I probably will check back occasionally. I'm actually playing. I'm not going to play small stabs here. Like, our betting range is kind of like a decent 8 plus. And on the turn, I'm going to mix a few things. I think this deep, don't really want to check. I'm going to have some small bets. Like, on a passive roll, I'm going to put this into my small bet range. And I think I'm just going to overbet the river. Like, up until this point, we've been kind of wrapping an 8. I don't think it makes sense to ever bet an 8, so we're going to say we have something different. Nice to get the value there. Interesting spot with the 8-7. Population underbluffs this, but I think this player might be overbluffing it. Like specifically this guy. Or at least be somewhat balanced. So I think I actually might mix in a bluff catch occasionally here. This hand. There's not many opponents I'd ever mix in a call against, but this guy is definitely one of them. Very aggressive player. Good, really good player, I think. Gonna 3-bet small here because he's short stacked, and I want to be 3-betting wide against recreational, so varying smaller sizes. And I think especially, like, I think with this guy in the hand, this is going to be really, really, really underbluff. And I think our hand's going to be doing a lot worse than it should be in equilibrium, so I'm going to fold. I have another reason for folding there that I don't want to go into on the video. Against a fun player, I'm actually going to start with a bet. Against snap call, I think this is a pretty weak range. So I am just going to keep betting, even though our hand's never a bet in theory. And I'm going to give up on the river. He had the clubs with the 9. The timing tell was right, but he turned the flush draw with it. We get called by that Queen 8 hand. Jack 8 makes a lot of sense. You could have even jammed. I think we're almost unlucky not to get a jam there. I'm pretty sure this opponent will have been mixing some jams with that hand, so he probably rolled passive. Though I think it's better for him to jam 8-6 than Jack 8 because I never have jacks. But I do have a bunch of Queen Jack, which makes the jack still pretty relevant. King 5, we would have mixed some 3-bets. We roll 2 passive, and I'll make some leads. I think I will lead on a 54 with this hand, because it doesn't make a great check call. This is about, like, if I rolled a 60 or higher, I wouldn't leave this on. This, I think, makes us flat. I'm really bad with knowing which of these suited king, like the suited double broadways 3-bet and don't blind on blind. Need to check that. King 5, I think I'm just gonna give up with the hearts and also a king kicker. King Jack, Don't mind stabbing. On this texture, I like to use a small stab. And yeah, I think I will try and fold out ace high here. I have a bunch of 3x, 4x, pocket 5s, pocket 6s. This is the majority 3-bet. This deep, I don't think it is. I think it's actually close to a pure flat. I think I'm just going to flat. Been doing some pre-flop work at 150 and 200 bigs. And there's a lot more flatting with these like good offsuit hands in the small blind. And that's even versus 2.5x opens. This was versus min, so we're even more incentivized to flat. I think the 500 pools died. Yeah, it's pretty much dead. I'm just going to hit sit up big blind. Go on then. On an 18, I'll 3-bet. I think this only 3-bets like 10%. Correct. That's like 200 zoom. Not thrilled with this spot on the turn, but we do chop with some value and potentially beat some value in king jack. Again, we can just be value chopping here, so I don't think I can fold. I really want to fold. I really, really want to fold. Nice. This just seems like such a nice combo to bet. Especially with the diamonds like blocking the suit 10x. So even though this hand I think will mix and check, I just like betting it. Like specifically with the diamonds and club variants. Against small stab, I think we actually remix raise with this hand. As played, just an easy check. Don't mind c-betting this hand. This is interesting. I think we have to call sometimes, but not too often. I'm gonna call on a 33. Not in love with it. I was right about the frequency I was thinking of calling. I was going to call 40% of the time. Queen 10. Actually, mostly checking this one back, but on a 20 I will bet. Fives this deep, I like dealing them. I'm actually going to mix in a tiny bit of 3-bet. and easy continue on the flop. Using half pot check on this texture, mixing this hand, gonna bet this time. And call a raise. This guy's playing 67% of hands, so I'm going to size up, even though he's shorter. I think this king 9 honestly has to mix some fold on the turn. I'm going to go 50-50, calling this time. I think we cycle off a jam. 9 of clubs is good now because he's never bluffing the 9 of clubs. So yeah, I think this is just going to be a pure call on the river. He can probably value jam queens, ace jack. So yeah, easy call. Ooh, we got so lucky. We got so lucky. What is he doing? That is just about the worst combo to bluff. What's going on here? Fold. Yeah, that's kind of outrageous. Bluffing the nut flush draw, or miss nut flush draw there. Just blocks so many of our folds with this combo. Yeah, you just block all the folds. Can fold. Like, we got very lucky there, but doesn't make his bluff good. That is reasonable on flop and turn. But then river's just ridiculous. Using half pot check here, mixing check this time. Very nice turn. I think my delay size is going to be half. And I think I'm just pure. I don't think we ever check this back a second time now. I think pure check. Again, this hand has an equity profile where it just really sucks to get check raised. Like having a bad end of the straight, a bad backdoor flush draw, a bad pair. Like, we'd have to call a raise, I think, but our hand would be so unhappy that we just want to check. And it's so easy to be over bluffing this spot. I think I'm just going to call. It's just way too easy for him to be over bluffing, like all of his I think just 20% with range here. We do still. I think with these two suits, I'm just going to check actually. Could try and fold out a chop there. Or go tiny. think I'm just going to do this. Betting ace king on a 3-roll. Really not sure what. I'm going to look this spot up after the video. Like, there's. I can see merit to like so many different sizings on the river. I kind of couldn't make my mind up on the decision. 6 is almost always folding. Ace king. I'm going to give up 98% of the time, and 2% of the time I'm going to jam. But this is just a float. Sucks not having this suit matching the board. Is what it is. And got my favorite hand. No set. How long's the vid been? 42 minutes, okay. More than I thought. We will sit out on the big blind. This guy hasn't pre-bet in nearly 60 hands, so I'm gonna open wide. Pretty sure our turn stabbing range is meant to be over bet, and we're just meant to bet a jack plus. Like, we do check back some jack X, and we have some king 10. So I think like we just never bet this. We need 0 protection with this hand. And I think we have to find a value bet blind v blind. But I'm not in love with it. I do expect him to have some check raises as well, but I still think we just have to value bet nice. I might be wrong. Really want to look up this ace jack hand. I might do that on the video. So yeah, let's just sit down next hand so that we can look that one up. This is a pure VPIP. Oh, screw it. I'm just going to free bet, try and get this hand over with as quick as possible. Just going to bet. Kind of tempting to triple this, but I'm not going to. Just going to check down. That's why we don't triple up. I guess we do deny equity. Right, let's look up that spot. 500, 100 bigs. Button open, small blind 3 bet. Cool. Deuce. Yeah, it's a 20% range bet essentially, which is what I went for. He calls Queen of Hearts. Ace Jack with suits matching the board. So we can do some b33. Yeah, we can b33. I went for the check. Checks back, and then river was not suit 3. Okay, so it's a pure bet. It's never going for that all-in play that I was considering. Yeah, it just doesn't have any all-ins with range, because I'm pretty sure on the turn it just barrels all the ace-queen plus, or ace-king plus. No, it doesn't. It's pure checking. A lot of ace-king combos. Yeah, on river we can kind of do whatever. Like, sizing wise, um, yeah, like a load of different bet sizes makes sense. But I was thinking of maybe doing this, which is is a punt apparently. Though I think in practice it wouldn't be so bad. And if you look at the EVs, like the overbet doesn't lose much EV at all. But yeah, interesting on that. Gonna call that a vid. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you soon.